Youth harvest by you to tell one man. Song and sell wo, Gena no re, Sumas and sell you to tell one man. Now the Sumas is to tell one. Now a group la, youth harvest room, Mamma Wana, Polato, you might 6 years on one at Bonawa.
The Youth Harvest Foundation, it started in 2002. And it was started by a group of young people. We started it to be able to contribute to youth development in this part of the country, to support education, to support entrepreneurship, youth employment, but most importantly to support the contribution and development of girls and women.
Yon sakati vat le zo de la tempo yon selet yon nanka boke so to yon ka va bala amatem va selet le zo de la yon matan tolu wana 3 years ntole te va zo te me va la sekala te la no da de la 35,000 te da va ke yon matan tolu po.
When we look at northern Ghana in general, you always think of poverty and people don't have money and all of that. And so to go to a rural area to train a group of women, put them into a village learning and saving scheme, and they themselves being able to put money together. And one of the days, the day they share the money. And then we went on one of such occasions, they were going to share the money. They opened the box and it was 25,000. At that moment, I did not have 25,000 in my account. It's far more than anybody could think about. And also those farmers begin to realize that, okay, if we save money, we'll be able to meet our basic needs of health insurance, children's school fees and things. But it is because of out of waste that we always don't have money. So we train them on how to save, not to spend all the money on funeral, not to spend all the money on other things, but how to save the money.
Hale man torwa ho sampun ka wa ame de we won la kun ala de bota to wa abehe o ha wa pa na ten so ka non taba group yele ho men ala wan bang te la song toma selan sola toma ware mula nya de nyata ligri la de me tarada kala te na pengla ligri te dakala po wata wati mula de tatu nyorla le wa abing te la ha bela nyang de ke me de bo orba yi mete danga mete zinzaka tara zinya zinita de wara timula la dala nera wa abotu ligri eti to oyade ya wa enwana ba tuma minga yeti minga ligri la de bihila an sunga siena titi tinya botila ana sunga gang bela de nya nyang lakati lila meti de la zezina dabroa so yobru yo koromala tumarana wara la onema yobru han part da reta bot lemu te kata de longozinya ba nananwa tumanta an wa yobre la one za yehla nyor lan wa titinya mediu.
Through working with the Presby Development Unit, we used to go for meetings together with Christian Aid. And that is how we got to know Christian Aid. And then in 2011, they decided to pilot a program, to pilot an ICT-based program on how to be able to expand farmers' access to market information. So they were looking for local partners who can pilot this phase. And Youth Harvest applied for it and we piloted and it was pretty successful. So they then expanded that into a new partnership with us.
Our work with Youth Harvest has focused on introducing new technology, economic market opportunities, as well as creating the platforms to enable women processors and smallholder farmers to market their produce. We've been happy with the impact we have made in increasing yields, the fact that some women groups have been able to mobilize their own money, savings, and use that to expand their businesses.
Working with Christian Aid through this partnership, we have given good agronomic practices training to smallholder farmers. We have also taken them through climate smart and then sustainable farming practices. We also had an ICT-based model that provided farmers with up-to-date market price information to help them negotiate for better prices for their produce. We also introduced the Savings and Internal Learning Community, which is a model to help smallholder farmers at the communities level to mobilize their small funds to expand their activities at the local level.
Lati sirba kan jabe det man yang nyata liri gana ma da nyata sina te manan yilla kala tara jabe la taba te sande na kala te won en kala lebe ta yang do kala bo te sirba la de yang be hen kwama siku te ba senta pa ba na to pa sina te ngimri bo bina nyana te da ite selala la radio wahala ma to rana ko yen enga la wona te won en la wan to ya da ita de na nana te yan wa na la pem hete zilam pa la pem ma zila pem hete wuzila. Gone are
the days where we used to go and then do the plowing, be it wood logs or tractor, then you start farming. But these days, per the education and the good agronomic practice that we've learned from Youth Harvest Foundation, they taught us a lot in the area of how to give gaps when you are doing the sowing. And in fact, when we did that, we realized that in terms of the generation aspect, it was fantastic. When it came to the yielding aspect too, in fact, we used to do about 2, 3, 4 acres. But today, you can do as many as 17, 18 to 20 or more, depending on the rainfall pattern. Farming has helped me a lot based on the practices that I've learned from Youth Harvest Foundation. Today, I can boast of a self-contained. It was as a result of the good practices that I've adopted that has given me more yield of rice, bumper harvest. It has earned me a lot of money. I was adjudged the best farmer of the district.
De bana ya twaya na tu de bana wanto de no na fi nu nanam de na we de mumun kan to tono woni ye de ba njigo wu polo de da ni bobon lawre neni UFS na tu ba jar ba ka danto de jigo wu polo yo larba pare ye ko de ni ba sadani de na ba gondani de ba de na pipiri mumun kan tu ama bana we dam na ve yaga de da na mumun kan njigo mumun azungam ana ve sa tun ana manga di ambala dare ana dare wialibi ko bala ko wan bank ko vo ama UFS na tu larba ka danto de ba na zigi yesebani sirikiri gilika de ba gondane wialibi ri ma woni ko erin tingi yo yin da man tingi digani subu kweku yin jwala yin banna so ku wole ban pa de rani UFS na jande ba o ka dane yiri ni awo saka dane yere tonto de tonto tonen ta de ba yiga ande na pe kutun ana pesa kuntu ko wan wala ko pamo de je ko fin de ke de ma ni bi school fees and to ape ko ya dere wona ba jigi bi center we na la ngui bu school fees.
As part of our programming, we saw that empowering women, especially from this part of Ghana, is key because women are the breadwinners of the family, right from taking care of children at home to putting food on the table and to helping their children to stay in school.
When I was in SS, even soap to bath, it was difficult. Gari to eat was difficult because my father is not a worker. He's not a government worker, he's only farming. And sometimes to the food that we will farm, it will not even survive as well. Neither to talk of contributing to pay my fees and then to feed me when I'm in school. When I completed SS, I sat in the house for 2 good years before Youth Harvest came to introduce this organization. And now, after my mother joined this group for about 2 years, she told me that I can pursue my education. So I went in and then I applied. So when I applied, I had the admission. For now, I can't even explain how she paid the admission fees for me. And then I went to the school. When I went there, even the fees there is higher than SS, but it was very easy for me. I did not suffer like when I was in SS.
I would love to call on all government stakeholders, benevolent organizations, people who are really interested in empowering women to become better people in society. We had things that we wanted to do with these women that we have not been able to do, so people can come in and support us as organization, and then to also empower the women.
Youth Harvest has been a creative partner, innovative and credible in terms of their dealings with us. They've been a partner who deliver on their work and every commitment that we agree to. And we've been happy with the successes that we have achieved together. And we have no reservations in really recommending them to any other partner organization who would work with them in the future.
I think a piece of Christian Aid remains in Ghana because we have learned so much from what they have brought on board in terms of programming, fundraising, working relationship with the other partners, and that will continue a long time to come.